OK, now then, with England ladies playing football at Wembley in front of 45,000 crowd last week, we at Academy FM thought the time was right to talk ladies football. And we're lucky enough to have living locally the captain of Gillingham Ladies FC. So we'd like to welcome into the studio Lauren Williams. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Thanks for coming in. This is great. This is a real great coup for us, I think.
I think it is fair.
I think
actually.
it is.
I think you're going to go on our Wall of Fame, Lauren, as proper guests.
Now, Lauren, let's start with your school days. You're a local lass. Tell us what school you went to. And, I mean, how did you progress up the ladder to where you are today in your football career?
I went to Breakie Park Performing Arts College. So I didn't go to sixth form there. I went straight to college from year 11. And I was already involved in Arsenal at that age. But I lived up in college in St Albans, did all my schoolwork. And trained every day, and then played for the reserve team up there for 2 years. Once I'd finished with Arsenal for my 2 years, I came back down to Kent, went to university at Medway, done my first year there. Then I ended up in the US playing football.
Random, but
it works. But yeah, ended up out there, and then I come back, and then ended up at Gillingham.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm interested in is how did you get? I mean,
yeah, same here. I know.
Yeah, you're at Brockhill School. Everyone's all the fellas are kicking about the ball in the playground. I mean, did you want desperate to join in and
not let everyone go round them and score 3 goals?
I did join in.
You did.
I think what would. It's really difficult because when you have this conversation, you've got men's football, right? Every week in the paper, back paper, we go through this sports, etc., etc., etc. Women's football is the same sport. It's played exactly the same way, just females.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were trying to sort of work out when we did this is because you don't want to come at it from the angle of men's football. How's it compare? Once you want to deal with the same value, I think what Ferret is trying to ask is how does this happen? Because obviously, if you're a guy playing football, it's intrinsic, your mates, jumpers and all that kind of stuff. When I was growing up at school, you never saw like 20 girls on the pitch all playing football and stuff. Would have been brilliant, by the way, if we did. How did that happen? Tell me how you knew you could play football. What happened, Lauren?
I just started from a really young age, really. It's a bit cliche, but I did start when I was like 4 years old, just like kicking the ball around the house. And my dad took me to the local Folkestone Victor training down at the polo ground.
Brilliant.
And then at primary school, we had just an Arsenal soccer school that came in.
Okay.
Right.
Like
That's the connection. That's the connection we're looking for, really. I forgot these soccer schools do visit.
Yeah. So it was just a half-term camp that come in, and I was really lucky to be spotted playing at the half-term camp. I supported Arsenal anyway, so I was fully into going in for it. We took the trip up to London, and then at the age of 9, luckily, I was picked to play for their team. So
wow,
brilliant. Right. And I mean, obviously, and we'll talk about. We're going to play a track for you in a minute, and we'll talk about your career as it is now. But obviously, young coming through that, and your friends around you. What's the opportunities like now for young ladies? Has it improved since you were young and stuff? Is there more opportunity? Say, for instance, I've got 3 girls. They're all going to play for Spurs. Don't they get it in every way. I know we've got Spurs and Arsenal problems here, but we'll brush over them. If I wanted to encourage them, what can I do? Is it more supported now at sort of that level?
I think it is. I think it is massively more supported. I work in this primary school at the moment, and I could pick probably 10, 11 girls that really love to play football. Brilliant. Whereas when I was at school, I was the only girl in the whole entire school.
Of course.
So,
and at what age could you play? I mean, locally, some of the girls are still playing like down the polo ground. I'm not sure. There's a cut-off when you can't play into men's. What was it, 11, 12, something like that?
Well, when I was, it used to be 11 when I was growing up. So I don't know whether that's slightly changed
probably
now.
Still the same,
I think it's probably the same. And then once that happens, I mean, the only downfall is the only centre of excellence in Kent is Gillingham.
Right. Okay.
So if you want to play at a high standard, for example, Gillingham was probably your only chance, unless you're going to travel to the likes of Charlton, which actually they don't even have a centre of excellence anymore. That got stripped, which is a shame. But if you're going to play locally, I know obviously Hawkins have had teams, Folkestones definitely have teams, Herne Bay have a team. So locally there's loads of opportunities for young girls, but it's just if you want to progress that further, you're probably looking to travel a little bit more.
Right. Yeah. So maybe that's where the sport needs to can evolve and stuff like that. But I mean, to have 11 or 12 girls at school playing, that shows I guess the change in attitude
massively,
as well.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Ferret, we're going to play some music for the lovely Lord. We're going to ask her so many questions.
Yeah, I know.
We're both sitting like this. Honestly, you want to see our clipboards. I'm going to play Luther Vandross. It's a very nice choice.
I know, yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's just one of my all-time favourites. You know, my mum and dad growing up were really like 90s lovers of music, 80s lovers of music, so we all just grew up to old school. So
that's good. It's a good shout for a Saturday morning.
We love you, Lauren.
Never Too Much by a bit of Luther Vandross. I'll stick this on. This is a great Saturday track. We're going to find out all about Lauren's career in the next part of this, and also I talked to her about a game that I saw a couple of years ago that I just found out Lauren was at as well.
Ooh.
Check that out. I can see this on the old team bus, can't you? For the game.
That'll loosen them up, won't it?
Yeah,
A little warm-up. That'd be a good idea. I mean, Lauren, in the warm-up, do you have your own little warm-up, bit of boogie music in the changing room?
we try to. I try to take control of the music just because I do like all my old songs. So
Nothing wrong with that.
all this new stuff that they keep playing, all the big beats.
Yeah, just in case you just walked into the radio and turned it on. Basically, we're speaking with Lauren Williams this morning, who plays for Gillingham Ladies first team.
And she's the captain.
She's the captain, exactly.
She takes the throw-ins, the free
14
kicks.
appearances so far this season.
Washes the kit.
2 goals from right back as well. We're very lucky. It's quite interesting, and we've been having a chat about women's football and how obviously youngsters can progress into the sport. And while we're off air, we were just having a chat about some differences and stuff. It seems that women's football's come a long way, Lauren, but still has got a long way to go. And it seems that you seem very appreciative of the position that you're in with Gillingham. Tell me about being club captain for Gillingham Football Club.
It was a massive honour, to be honest. I didn't really expect to get it this season. We are in a massive transition from our team last season to this season. We lost a lot of players because they went to different teams. But to be captain, you know, it's an absolute privilege to walk out at Priestfield with the team behind you, knowing that you know, we're going to work as hard as we possibly can for one another, and it's not just me on the pitch. You know, it's 10 other players. So. And
how have results been this season? I mean, I've got a quick look at the fixtures and stuff. How's the season been panning out for you, ladies?
Up and down. We had a really good start. You know, we lost a few games at the beginning, but that was expected. As I said, we lost loads of players. We lost maybe 10 players last season, so that's pretty much our whole team. So up and down, we had some good results against teams that are lower than us in the league, but we were pleased with our performances with them ones. And then we've had hit a bit of a bad run, but we got a good result at the weekend away to Folkestone. We drew 1-1, so that was a positive to take away from the game.
Brilliant. It's Ferret. I know you've got could you ask some questions, Ferret?
Well, Lauren, I mean, it's obviously an honour and a privilege to play at Priestfield, and you know, it's a fabulous stadium. But do you find, in your experience, that it might be sometimes it'd be better to play in a small stadium where it's packed, a bit more atmosphere?
I think so. Like, we have the Kent Cup. I'll say that again. We have the Kent Cup final.
I always get done. It confuses me as well.
And that's always played, or it has always been played at Sevenoaks.
Right.
So when that gets advertised and, you know, put out there, we have quite a few people come and watch that on a Thursday evening. Everyone's available because they're not at work, so we have quite a few come down and watch that. Whereas at Priestfield, absolutely fantastic stadium, massive stadium. We get about 250 people, which is incredible for us. 300 people, but it is a big stadium to be in, and it only obviously fills one section. But obviously, I think Priestfield is completely different to any other lower league.
Still Priestfield.
Yeah, it's incredible.
This stadium, and I went in 2012 when the Olympics was on, and I was very lucky. I took my eldest to the women's football final, Japan versus USA. Amazing game, 90 minutes of just end-to-end football. I haven't seen not an aggressive game, but anyone who thinks that women play football like. I don't want to do this in this. Okay, there's always been this thing in my family about the way that my girls throw things. They don't fight like a man. Fight like a man. And there's kind of that, I think, conception that women's football would be played like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it completely isn't. I found it was very fast paced. It was quite an aggressive game in that the tackles were very hard. There was no rolling around for it. There's no Janona actions on the pitch. They were straight up.
They are a fine example to the men in the Premier.
Yes.
Believe me. Like I say, we've been following women's football for ages, and I just love it because they get up. If they get tackled hard, they move on. They don't whinge at the referee.
No, and it's fast-paced. Now, you were there. I didn't realise that you were there. Now, obviously, somebody involved in women's football, 85,000 odd people there were that night. It was electric in Wembley. What did that feel like? Because obviously, it's your sport. When you see it like that, it's his absolute pinnacle in terms of involvement, and people watching it. And I think the Olympics it was a real good boost for your sport. But what did that feel like because you were involved in the sport?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. I sat down with my family and we couldn't believe that Wembley was full for a women's game. That just never happens. But like you said earlier, being a neutral in the ground was fantastic.
Can you imagine what it would have been like if England was in the final?
Oh, don't.
It was Great Britain though, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, Great Britain.
Yeah. Oh my word, what would that have been like?
It would have been amazing, but it was still incredible, and all the ceremony at the end as well when they come out and got their medals, and everyone was still in the stadium cheering them on. It was amazing.
That was the best bit, the medals, but I love medals ceremonies, it's great. Now, Lauren, back to Gillingham. Obviously, I had a quick look online. I actually did some research. I'll tell them fair, I actually did some research.
Well done.
I never do any research on guests.
It's because it's ladies football.
Obviously, you've got your website. You've also got a Twitter feed as well as you do a podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to a bit of the podcast. I know Ferret had a good listen to the podcast.
Yeah, it was great.
So you guys are sort of building the message, and it's kind of getting out there and stuff. What plans have you got as a ladies team for sort of going forward? Have you got any sort of plans coming up? I did see. Is there rumours of a calendar or something like that for Christmas? I did see something like that.
Did
no?
you?
I was looking on the Twitter feed.
You're looking on the right website. I think you might have
definitely hit one
ladies. Hit one of them with adult content.
Sorry, Xmas. Oh no, it was Xmas offers. Don't worry about Black Friday. It's all about a blue December.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, see. So I was looking.
Gillingham Ladies FC calendar. What's doing that, Lauren?
Sorry, maybe that was just me being a bit too. I'd quite happily buy a Gillingham Ladies calendar. I'd give you a copy of the Academy F1, but you don't want to see January. It's a terrible month.
I think that's the first I've heard of that.
You should do it, calendar.
That's a good idea.
We could say that we suggested
it. Yeah,
we don't mind. No, I mean, what? So where are Gillingham Ladies now? What are we looking forward to? And if people want to get involved, Lauren, and I think that's the point. People want to come and see a local lass, captain as well. They want to come and see you play. If they want to offer support to Gillingham Ladies, how do they get involved?
Our goals for the future, we're in a massive transition phase, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
We've just been affiliated with Gillingham Men this season, which has been absolutely fantastic. The club have been really, really good to us, and they've taken us under their wing, which is really, really nice. We, for the future, are heading to try to get into the Super League. We're going to put a bid forward, which is fantastic. For us to even be in a position where we could do that is incredible, and we really want to push for that. So that's for the future. We're really pushing to get that. We're getting our fans weekly.
Brilliant, and that's a good thing. Building that, you've got to have that fan base. And the guys that are willing to put those miles in and follow you around and support you and cheer you on. And this time of year, it really kind of helps when it's dark, horrible, windy, rainy, snowy, and you've got your fan base there. So that's really good news.
Lauren, when you say you have to put a bid in to get into do you not have to just win the Southern League and then is that the first step?
You can win the Southern League. If you win the Southern League, you go into a playoff with a team from the Northern League this season.
Right.
And then the winner of that will then make the Super League if they have the backing behind them, which they have to tick loads of boxes.
Okay, so it's not just a case of you're in the league, you've got to actually... It sounds like there's a lot of... it's evolving. It still sounds like the ladies' football is still evolving. It's getting there, but there's still a long way to go. If people want to come and see you, what do they have to do? Come and tell me. When's your next game? When can they get involved? When can we come and support you?
Our next game is the 7th of December.
Brilliant.
And that will be a Sunday, I think.
Ferret's got that in the calendar already.
Yeah. January, February. Oh, you look nice.
It's a free £3 entry for
£3.
Yeah, adults, so it's really, really cheap.
Yeah.
You can turn up on the gate, buy at the gate, and I think under 16s get in for a quid.
Brilliant.
You're actually playing Charlton Athletic?
Yeah.
7th, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Charlton on the 7th, so...
Sorry, Ferret. Got that wrong, didn't we, Lauren? You did your best there with everything. Thank you ever so much for coming in today. I'm going to give Ferret... I always give Ferret the last question.
Well, nothing really. It's just that it's a shame we didn't see you in an English shirt last week, Lauren. But I will say that when I looked on the Gillingham Ladies website, ladies out there, if you do fancy playing football, there is a little link, I'm sure, that said if you fancy a trial, then click on that and all the information's there. But Lauren, what can we say? Thank you so much for coming in. We love ladies football here, and we're so pleased that we can promote the game through you, and that you've come up from Brockhill. My daughter went to Brockhill, and so we know, it's great.
Yeah,
that
I went to Brockhill. I didn't do so bad.
Did you?
No, exactly. See,
who do you play for now, then, mate?
Me, myself. I'm a left back off the pitch.
Yeah.
Lauren, before we go, is there anyone you want to say thank you to?
No, thank you to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Appreciate you inviting me in.
Come and see us at the end of the season. Let us know how it gets on and stuff.
Or if you've got a cup final.
Great to have you back.
Are you having a run in the cup? Or are you,
Well, yeah,
are you
we're
out?
having a nice little run at the moment. We'll see if we get to the final, but fingers crossed.
If you're at a final, we're there.
We'll
all right?
come and see
We'll come
you.
and do
Only
the-
a final?
Well, no, well,
What, you're not going to come every
no,
Sunday?
I'm 7th of December. I'm there now. Feel free. I'm on my way. Thank you very much, Lauren, for coming in. It's been absolutely brilliant to speak
thank
to you.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. It's been
Great
brilliant.
interview person as well, and really wish you all the best. And
And good luck to the Gills ladies.
captain of the Gillingham Football Club players.
Can't wait for Miss February.
More big name guests. Well, I don't know when. Whenever Ferret makes his contacts. This is the Killers now for reasons unknown.
Back my case. I check my